Hey everyone, it's Jeannie from A1 Vacuum and Sewing. We just finished our sew along for quilting through the seasons, and I'm going to go ahead and just work on my homework because I'm feeling kind of motivated, like I really want to get through this. What we've done is we finished up our filler blocks, we did the bicycle, and we did To Everything There Is a Season, and we started the reef. The reef is 2 parts. We started out with Reef Hoop Part A, so I was thinking let's go ahead and finish Reef Hoop Part B, and that's going to be on page 36. If you want this spreadsheet, you can always find it on our A1 Vacuum and Sewing Sew Along page, and that's on Facebook, and I post them all there. You can always reach out to me. You can also ask to be put into the group, the Quilting Through the Seasons group, because I've been sending out emails to them, or I just started. So I'm just going to scoot this up. Whoop. And we are going to go ahead and stitch in my 9.5 by 14 inch hoop. I think if we could fit it right here. Oh, look at this. So crooked. Scoot it down a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to pull out the wrinkles. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And then let's tighten this up with our hoop tightener. Where are you, hoop tightener? These are the leaves from the first section, and let's go ahead and put this on the machine. I'm going to slide it on, and we'll do these in a little bit too. Okay. All right, I'm going to go home to clear the screen. I'm going to go ahead and slide my hoop on. It's a big one. And let's go embroidery, pocket. We're going to add the background quilting first. It looks like background quilting is going to be Plant 10 8x8. So I put it in my upper USB this time. And background quilting, Plant 10 8x8. They're embroidery, PES designs. That's what I loaded. There's my 8x8, and let's go ahead and set it. I'm going to choose my hoop size. So I am using a 9.5 by 14. Let's take that one, and we're going to add the design next. So we're going to touch Add, Pocket. I'm in my upper USB. Let me go to my folder, Quilting Through the Seasons, and I'm looking for my PES designs, Base Quilt. The rest are the embellishments. So this is for, I think this is it right here. 8x8 reef set. And it says it wants this one centered. And that information is in the book too. So if you look right here, it says centered. And it also says after quilting, go to part B, embroidery instructions. So we're going to leave it like this. I'm going to scoot it up so we maximize the use of our muslin, but these are 2 separate designs. They're going to separate if I try to move one and then the other, unless I group it. But the easier thing to do is just touch embroidery from your layout screen. All the designs will be grouped. So if I had 3 designs, they'd be grouped on this page. I can go layout, move, and I'm just going to scoot it up. Because my hoop is on, it won't let me go outside of my embroidery field. I'm going to say okay. And let's choose this button where we go forward and backward stitches. Now I can see what steps are coming up, and I can fast forward through the ones I don't want to do. Alrighty. So for the quilting of this, we're going to be using cashmere. And for the fabric, let's go ahead and put cashmere in right now because we're going to be using the gray polka dot. And so you just want a color that's going to show. So I'm going to put this on. Let me thread up the machine. and go ahead and start stitching, and it is going to do the placement stitch for your batting. So let's go ahead and do placement stitch for batting. So I want you to go ahead, get your little spray tent. Make sure you fluff your... Oh, were we not even threaded for that whole thing? All right, let's go back to the beginning. This goes forward. This goes back to the beginning of that. And before we do anything, I want to check my bobbin and just make sure my bobbin is seated correctly. Let's do that. Okay, let's put our hoop back on. That looks good. Fluff your fabric too. Make sure nothing is going to get stitched under. I'm going to fluff it from the back. Hang on, let me get this out of the way. Fluff. There we go. And let's go ahead and give that one more try. Everything should stitch now. And while it's doing that, I'm going to spray my batting on the wrong side, the lumpier side, and my background fabric on the shape flex side. So let me grab that. Okay, that looks better. So we're going to put down our batting and just make sure it just fills that square. And then let's go ahead and lay down our background fabric too. And you're just going to center it. And you just want to make sure it's centered to the batting. And then you can feel around with your fingers like there. I can feel, that's good. About an inch. My recording stopped because I had too much on my phone. I just cleared some of it. So you want about an inch, inch and a half all the way around. It looks good. Let's go ahead and fast forward right here. This is the tack down for batting. We don't need that because we cut it to size. Placement stitch for your background and tack down for your background. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And this is the tack down for our background. And then let's look at what color we need for quilting. And while it's stitching this down, I'm going to kind of smooth the fabric just to make sure everything is nice and taut. And it says coin. So it's recommending coin. That's my wild dog. Okay, let's talk about you get what you pay for. And your sew-alongs are free. So you get a barking dog in the background sometimes. And if she is really bad, she'll get kicked out of the room. But they've been in their crate for the last 2 hours of the sew-along. So they weren't interrupting me. So I'm just going to leave her out. Hopefully she'll be okay. Okay, go ahead and do the quilting. It's 6 minutes of stitching, and it's gorgeous. It's leaves. We're going to do the quilting, and then after we're done with that, it says we're going to start right here. Stitch the hoop fill. We're going to do that with cashmere. And then we're going to be placing some leaves. Stitch the leaves, the tack down, and then we're going to be placing the fasteners, which is fun. Isn't that fun? So you're going to have the hook and loop. So when you look at your Velcro, in case you're not familiar with it, your Velcro has a hook and a loop. The loop is the soft stuff. The hook is the stuff that's like scratchy. So you should have cut I'm going to make sure that's all I need, right? Let me look. Yep. Loop. You should have cut, and I put it on this piece of tape so I wouldn't lose it, but 4 1/2-inch pieces. So all I did was I cut 1/2 inch, and then I cut it in half, and 1/2 inch, and I cut it in half to give me 4 pieces. So make sure you have these ready. I'm just going to put those to the side. And enjoy your stitching. Look how gorgeous that looks. Sorry about that. There's going to be some splicing with this video, but it just finished up the quilting, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to stitch out the reef. So load the reef hoop embroidery file. We already did that, and we're going to stitch the hoop reef fill, which is going to be in cashmere. I already put my thread in, and let's get stitching. So this is going to be 17 minutes of stitching, and after that we'll put in our mossy. See all the different colors I was thinking about using, but we'll put in mossy after this, but just let this go. 17 minutes. it's almost all the way around. And then you're going to need your mossy and your leaves. "17 minutes of stitching." This is what 17 minutes of stitching looks like. Gorgeous. Okay. Perfect. Only 3 minutes of stitching left. So let's go ahead, change out your cashmere thread. I'm going to change this out. And I'm going to put mossy in. Okay, and it says, stitch the leaves 1 through 4 placement line. Place 4 felt leaves from part A right side up with the center vein of each leaf aligned with the placement line as shown and tape in place. Okay, so here's my placement lines. And because this is felt, I don't want to tape with my transport tape. It's too sticky. So I need my paper tape, which is my Kimberbell tape, and I don't know where that is. So I'm just going to use some painter's tape for right now. I brought my tape dispenser and everything to the store. So here it says 4 of them, and you're going to paste these over the line. And I like it because the line is big enough so you can see it from end to end. So we're going to go ahead and tape those down. And then we're going to stitch the leaf 1 through 4 tack down. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to hold it. And I am going to, hold my start button, and that's going to stitch really, really slowly, and I'm not going to tape. So I'm just going to put it here. Here we go. Here's the first one. Oop. Hold it down. And once it's stitching itself down, then I'll go ahead and let it go. Perfect. Okay, when it cuts, I'm going to go ahead and hit this start stop so it'll stop, and I'm going to do that with the next one. And that way I don't have to make a big mess with tape. I'm going to put the foot up. Let me slide this back again a little bit so I can see where it is going down. There we go. That looks perfect. I'm just going to slide it on gently, and I'm going to hold that down. I'm going to hit my, whoops. I want to hold it down so that it goes nice and slow, just to get it started. There we go. All right, I'm going to hit stop. And this is what it does on the Baby Lock and Brother machines. I have no idea what it happens on your other brand machines. But again, I'm going to lay this down right here so I can see that end. And I'm going to make the other end go there. Okay. So, foot up. I'm just going to slide that on gently, put my foot down. I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to hold this button, and what that's going to do is it's going to make it stitch nice and slow in the beginning so I can make sure it starts stitching it down. I know you can't see. Sorry, it's blurry. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to hit the start stop. So it'll give me an opportunity to lay my leaf down. I'm going to put my foot up so I can see. Here, we'll go this end to here. And slide on my, oh, my hoop's already on. I'm just going to and that I just let it go. Okay, so we have 4 of our leaves down and they look absolutely adorable. Next thing it wants you to do is it wants you to go to step 4, stitch the leaf 5 placement line. Place 1 felt leaf from part A right side up with the center. So same thing that we did before. Let's go ahead. Here's my placement line. I don't know why we just didn't do this one all together, but we didn't. Oh, because it's going over. Oh my goodness, these are cute. So cute. I'm going to place this down. I'm going to make sure the tip of this is there for the other one. And you got to be careful because this black screw will get you. And that is stitched down. Okay, that was step number 5. Now it wants you to place the leaves, wash away topping, completely covering all the felt leaves and tape into place. I have some wash away topping right here. I just leave a big piece by where I sit, and then I use it. I just use up bits of it. I don't know where my transport is, you know, which is my favorite tape of all time. Because look, this doesn't rip very nicely, but I'm just going to put this right here and tape this down. And tape this down. There we go. Okay, now what does it want you to do? It wants you to stitch the fastener placement line and place the 4 fastener pieces loop side up, lightly glue each fastener in place, and then allow them to dry. And it wants you to do that in white. So let me go ahead and take out my Mossy. And let me put my white in. Okay, first are the fastener placement lines. So here's one, and then the other ones are going to be down here, down below. Did you see that one? That one's all the way at the top. I think I'm just going to use a stiletto and just hold these down. Because it says to use some glue. Here are my little pieces. And it does like a little star on them. So this one goes first. And I'm just going to let it kind of stitch it. Once it gets it, then you're good. I'm going to hit stop. Okay, let's get our next piece. And I'm not going to glue it. I'm just going to put it down, put this down, just like that. Once it starts stitching it, it grabs it. There we go. Okay. I'm going to hit stop again. We're going to do the next one. I'm going to just take this and snug it under. Okay. Once it starts stitching it, it's not going anywhere. And then we have to do the last one. So I'm going to hit the start stop. And let's do this very last one. Yes, I know. Okay, watch the hoop. Watch the hoop. Watch the hoop, baby. Whoop! Okay, hang on. Okay, she told me she'd wait for one more. Okay. Well, that one kind of moved out of place. And I don't think it totally stitched down. So let me go ahead and I'm going to cut that thread and I'm going to do that one last time. Okay, watch out, baby doll. Let me go back 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, I should be right there at the beginning. Okay, and let's look at our directions. That was kind of fun. It says, step 8, do not stitch this step. This line is for design placement only. Remove all, what are you trying to get down there? There, go get it. Remove all tape, tear away the excess topping, remove the block, dissolve any remaining topping with wet cotton. So we're going to go ahead and, okay, there. She's trying to get her little chewy treat. We're going to take this off. And this. Sorry. How about that? A little bit of a better view. My camera work has been horrible today. And this one is done. And it looks gorgeous. Alrighty. Here's my little stiletto. This is also Tula Pink. And it's nice because you can unscrew this and then put it in here and then screw it in there. So you never have a sharp end pointing out at you. Let's go ahead and take this out. And I think the last one we have to do, and then we're ready to piece section 1, is we have to do this, which is our, I switched it on the supply list too. I mean, I switched it on the spreadsheet because it does call for this to be in section 2, but it is section 1. It's the square. And sorry, I don't have that list with me, so I'm just going to look for the page. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So for this one, we already pieced our block. Optional quilting. So this is going to be 4.5 by 4.5. So we can do this in the 5 by 7. Let me go ahead and hoop up my 5 by 7.